Good morning, Northtown. I'm Aaron Hughes.
I'm Jerry Gordon. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, and we are broadcasting to you from Studio 217.
This is Ntv News. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Northtown News, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ntv News at NKCHS, and check out our Facebook page, NKC Journalism, to stay up to date with everything Northtown. We also have an Instagram, NKC Pride.
Our next blood drive is Thursday. Sign up to give blood outside Main 215. Contact Ms. Mason if you have any questions.
Brooke Dewitt is a junior IB student at North Kansas City High School, recently won first place and an iPad mini at the Cambridge University Press Poetry Competition entrance, were asked to submit an audio or video recording of an original spoken word poem on the topic of memories, starting with the phrase, "I remember." Brooke's English language arts teacher is Michelle Heyer.
Several of North Kansas City High School students won commendations for their poems. The full list can be found on the school website.
The Science Olympiad competed at Olathe North last week. Overall, NKC placed third of the 20 teams, beating Staley and Oak Park, which has not happened in a few years. A full list of individual winners can be found on the website.
The Northland Caps open house for juniors and seniors is tonight at 6 p.m. and December 8th at 6 p.m. at the Gladstone Community Center.
Tonight, the Exchange Student Club will be hosting a fundraiser at Jose Peppers in Briarcliff. Come join us for a fiesta from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m.
DECA has been working with Hillcrest. Here's Blake Howerton with more information.
Really, what they're all about is helping the homeless. Really taking them in, helping them out, and repurposing their lives. Seven. That's correct. The average age of a person in Kansas City is 7 years old. That's a child. Now imagine out here in this cold weather, a child being homeless. I couldn't even imagine. I coach youth wrestling, and I see these little 7 and 9-year-olds running around. I'm like, these kids wouldn't be able to survive. That's terrible. So what Hillcrest does is, they take them in, and they take their families in. They repurpose their. Hillcrest doesn't judge. Whether you're right off the streets or you're right out of a $500,000 mansion, it doesn't matter. They care about who you are and who you are as a person, making you better and repurposing your life. What they do is they provide security, provide food, provide shelter. They don't ask for any money from you. They'll take you into their housing, they'll feed you, they'll comfort you, they'll make sure you're back on your feet, you can find a job if you don't have one, and make sure you're financially stable for after a 90-day period of time. They'll make sure you're stable and able to leave and support your family and support yourself out there out in the world. And it gives them a hope and a purpose for the future. Now how they do it is they do it with a lot of volunteers. Someone who's willing to give up their time and their effort to help these people out, and that's really special. They have a dedicated volunteer staff, which helps, because honestly, I've heard that if you have 20 people that say they're going to show up for a volunteer, half of them are actually going to show up. You get people who are dedicated and aren't dedicated. And we have a lot of fundraising events. We have a private and corporate donations, and we hold fundraising. The main where they get most of their money is the Hillcrest thrift store. Has anybody heard of the Hillcrest thrift store? Worked in it? Maybe ever? Alright, cool. That thrift store in itself raises over $1 million a year. That's $1 million. That's a lot of money. But then again, it takes a lot of money to repurpose all these people's lives, especially towards this time of year when it starts getting cold, and they don't have any warm place to live their head. And this is a very well managed store. We have people, volunteers, we have managers, we have staff that really work their tail ends off to get this and make this happen. So what Hillcrest does in the end is repurposing lives by repurposing stuff, and in return, it's repurposing yourself. Thank you.
Do you want a chance to see an administrator hit in the face with a pie? During the week of December 8th through 12th, we will be collecting money during lunch shifts to raise money for the United Way. Paper and silver money will be positive votes for the person. Pennies will take votes away. All of the money will go to the United Way to help sponsor the community programs. The actual pie in the face will take place January 16th at the Winter Sports Assembly. Start collecting all of your change to see which principal will get a pie in the face.
Attention, if you are interested in auditioning for winter production of Little Shop of Horrors, the date is after school on December 15th and 16th. Be prepared with the 2-minute selection from one of Menken Ashman's musicals, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, or Beauty and the Beast, or from one of Menken's works with other collaborators. Auditions will be held in the auditorium. Any questions? Please see Jackson in room 211.
Finals week is only 2 weeks away. Now is the time to study hard and get those grades up. Here are some motivational tips to help you finish the semester strong.
Here are some motivation tips to stay on top of your game throughout the school year. Tip 1. Do homework on time. Doing homework on time will give you a great confidence boost. You'll feel great knowing that there won't be a 0 in the grade book. Late homework will just have you backed up and you'll feel like it's a never-ending process. You'll be constantly doing late homework. Tip 2. If you are someone who doesn't like homework, then challenge yourself and compete with a friend or yourself. Tip 3. Always be positive about a not-so-fun project. By doing this, you are giving yourself a path for success. Tip 4. We all have a future, whether it's college or getting a career after school. It's good to start on being reliable early so it comes easy later. Tip 5. Set goals. Setting goals will be like a to-do list. This helps you stay on track. Tip 6. Be on time. When you're on time, you will get all the information that is needed from that class. Tip 7. Do homework once you have learned the information. This will help you remember easily. Tip 8. Have a planner for a homework reminder if you tend to forget.
In sports today, we have varsity and JV basketball at Smithville at 5:30 p.m., varsity girls basketball at Winnetonka, varsity and JV wrestling at home with Raytown South at 6 p.m.
The Northtown Rockets Club will meet tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. in room 809.
Thanks for watching, Northtown.
Have a great week, Northtown, and keep it classy.